How's it going, everybody? Today I wanted to talk about what makes up the best general liability insurance policy for contractors here in Michigan. Whether you're a specialty trade contractor like a plumber or an electrician or a general contractor, understanding the basics of what to look for in a general liability policy can help make sure that you have the proper coverage and protection in place for your business. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, and then overall help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it. And before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. And if you find this video helpful, useful, anything like that, please feel free to like the video and share it with anyone else that you think might find it helpful as well. First, make sure that your policy is with a financially stable and highly rated insurance company. Look for companies with strong financial ratings from somewhere like AM Best. And why does it matter that they do have a strong financial rating? Because a higher rating means that this company has been evaluated as financially stable. So if you do ever have a claim, they have the financial backing to actually cover it. Next would be to check if your policy is occurrence-based or a claims-made policy. Most contractors out there will want an occurrence-based policy. This means that if a claim happens for work you did today, you would still be covered as long as the policy was active when the work occurred. Claims-made policies, on the other hand, only cover claims when the policy is active and can leave potential gaps in coverage if you switch insurance companies. Occurrence-based policies aren't right for every situation, but it is usually the best place to start. Another key factor in all this is to make sure that your policy accurately reflects the work that you are doing. For example, if you are a plumbing contractor, you want to make sure that your policy lists the right class codes for plumbing work. This is crucial for two reasons. First, it can help make sure that if you ever do run into a claim scenario, that they are much more likely to pay. And second is that it can help avoid surprises around the audit. Most general liability policies are subject to an audit, and if the class code you're being rated for doesn't match the actual work that you're doing, you could face some unexpected charges and owe additional premium. It's also important to note that if you do work with any subcontractors, that your policy addresses this as well. You'll want to make sure that the total amount of subcontracted work is rated on your policy to make sure that you do have coverage for those activities as well. And at the same time, you'll want to make sure that those subcontractors do carry their own insurance as well. Making sure your subs carry their own insurance and also having things like risk transfer agreements, subcontractor agreements in place can make sure that that extra liability does not fall on you. When you're looking at coverage limits, most of the time the coverage limits will start at $1 million per occurrence and a $2 million aggregate limit, but depending on the size of projects you're working on and the contractual requirements that you have in place, it might make sense to look into higher limits, or you might be required to. This is especially common if you are working maybe with a larger general contractor or specific clients that are maybe involved with a government organization or something like that. If you do need higher limits and more protection, it might make sense to look into an umbrella liability insurance policy as well, because this can sit over more than just your general liability. It can also sit over your workers' comp and commercial auto insurance as well. And oftentimes the rates for those umbrellas could be more affordable than increasing the coverage limits on your primary policies. You'll also want to make sure that you do have products and completed operations coverage on your policy. This part of a general liability insurance policy would cover your liability for work that you've already completed. So if an issue does come up later, such as with a plumbing leak or an electrical fire that was caused by your work, this part of the policy can cover those events. So you want to make sure that it is included and not capped at a low limit. It's also important to note that not every insurance company is the right fit for every type of contractor. Some companies are better fits for certain type of operations or business sizes. Both the coverage terms and pricing can vary from one company to another, depending again on the type of work you do and maybe your business size as well. So it is definitely worth working with somebody who knows and understands the insurance marketplace so they can place you with the right company for your needs. I also do want to briefly talk about direct to consumer companies or online insurance brokers that you might be aware of. These can seem like a convenient option, but when you go this route, you are essentially acting as your own insurance agent. That means if you miss a discount, misinterpret a coverage, or choose the wrong policy completely, all of that liability and responsibility falls back on you. And many times the rates through those direct-to-consumer companies aren't always necessarily cheaper, because again, you might not know what discounts to add on like an independent insurance agent would, and also having the background knowledge on which company actually has the best coverage terms and pricing for your type of business. And another thing to consider with this is the claims handling aspect. When you do work with an independent agent, you do have somebody to help you navigate that claims process so you can focus on more important things like running your business versus making sure that things on the back end of a claim are handled properly. And then another thing is certificates of insurance. If you're a contractor bidding on jobs or starting work, quick access to COIs and certificates is extremely important. And some agents out there can issue these same day, while others might take longer. So having a delay in that process could potentially cost you opportunities if they aren't handled in a timely fashion. Overall, being a contractor, general liability is a foundational part of your business insurance program, and there really is no one-size-fits-all solution out there. But it is definitely not finding a policy just for the right price, but also making sure that you do have the proper coverage and protection in place for your business. So thank you for watching, and if you are looking for help with your general liability insurance or your commercial insurance program as a whole, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever is easiest. And if you have any questions about insurance, please feel free to leave them below in the comments or reach out directly. I would love to help answer those as well. So thank you again.